Hello, this is James Halsey, and for my CRAP project, otherwise known as CRAP, I decided to do it on a website of the place I work out with, which is called Peak Human Performance. And so, yeah, I honestly wish I chose a worse website because this website is very good overall, and I'll be highlighting what's so good about it. So, in terms of contrast, there's very strong contrast all over the front page. The use of the four colors is simple on paper but works beautifully in practice, using the easiest contrast of white and black, but in reverse to know what we usually see makes the letters stand out and highlights their logo. It's simple, but it works. Um, there's more contrast on this page. By using red sparingly, it also grabs the attention of the person who's looking at it. The click here to find out more and the learn more are just very strong in terms of contrast. There's also a lot of repetition on this page. The consistent black and white, along with the footer and the header, do a great job, and they accomplish their goals of showing off what the site has to offer, and the footer does a great job of showing their hours of operation, how to contact them. In terms of alignment, there's very strong alignment on the front page. Everything is centered and down the middle. It flows very smoothly. There's a solid distance from each on the sides of the page, but it's the right amount of distance. Not everything is scrunched up in the middle, but they also gives you some space to breathe. In terms of proximity, there's very good proximity on the front page. Everything is close enough that you're not scrolling forever, but everything is relevant is right here on the front page. So you don't have to go looking for it if you just need to do something quick. In terms of repetition, the website as a whole does a really good job of picking to a theme of having these black backgrounds or and white letters, or the reverse right here. But it it's an overall effective use of repetition, and a nice division of colors is nice to see. But we'll have to move on to metabolic testing to continue. For There's more repetition on this page. There's very strong repetition. It can be seen really well here in the metabolic testing, just back to back to back to back, and this works really well along with the nice contrast of colors of bronze, silver, and gold, and it's just very aesthetically pleasing. The alignment on the metabolic testing is also very strong. Everything is centered and correctly indented with the tests, and just everything is nice and centered. Nothing's out of place. Um, we'll move on to the shop here. There's this is where we start running into some slight issues. There's a lack of alignment on the equipment store, and it can mainly be seen here. And if you keep going down, there's another spot right here. And the rest of the site does a good job of aligning it, just bam, bam, and it's slightly down. And it looks nice, but they could have centered it a little bit better using the three and then one right here, and then moving that here. But it's nitpicky, and it works, but it could be changed. For proximity, the shop is excellent, having everything relevant side by side, having the weights down here and bands, and having the rubber balls up here. And then finally, for my last point about proximity, we can see it in Meet the Team, and they just do a good job of having everyone just right here. This is where you're supposed to meet everyone, and it just accomplishes the goal of having everything close and avoiding cluttering. It has nice spacing. But yeah, overall, in terms of contrast, I really like the use of the four basic colors and playing around with it each page. It would get a little old if it was done the exact same way, so it's nice to be seen used this way. For repetition, the site is very well organized, and everything is where it needs to be. There's nothing that is disrupted or missing from any of the pages that could have been on the other ones. For alignment, there are only a few instances where the site isn't properly aligned, but those are a little bit nitpicky, and we went over why those are ultimately fine. And finally, the proximity, everything is where it needs to be. The site as a whole is very well organized. And yeah, it just did a really good job. The only thing it could improve on is they switch between black and white and colored pictures. And it works here where you click on it, you got your way. But like for the front page, they'll use black and white. If it will load. Yes, they use black and white here, which works really well with the black and white around the site. But if you go to metabolic testing, they use a colored picture, which is just a little strange and just something to call out. It kind of ruins the contrast, but not really. I just think they should stick to one and keep it like that. But yeah, this was my critique of the Peak Human Performance website. It was a little bit well done, and I wish there was more to critique about it. But yeah, this has been my CRAP project.